Hello, and welcome to this resource on effective revision techniques for exams and class tests. The aim of this workshop is to share with you some of the most effective ways you can revise and recall information in preparation for your exams and class tests, in the hope that by putting into practice some of these strategies, you will optimise your performance. Before we look at the revision strategies themselves, it will be useful for you to reflect on your most recent past exam or class test performance and consider what you could have done differently. By doing this, it will provide you with a framework with which to focus your efforts in preparation for future exams. Please follow the instructions on the screen and then press play when you're ready to continue. So, there are 7 main revision strategies which this short video will focus on. The first method of revision we'll look at is mind mapping. This method, which is of particular appeal to visual learners, requires you to build a diagram, devoid of sentences and paragraphs, of your condensed notes on a particular topic. By referring to the mind map repeatedly, the idea is it will allow you to recall the subtopics or subheadings you must refer to in your exam and then build your answer. If you populate your mind map with diagrams or symbols or even colour code the subtopics, the idea is that you're more likely to be able to recall something if you associate it with a particular colour or symbol. Manchester Met has mind mapping software on all its PCs and it's called MindView. Like mind mapping, flashcards and post-it notes allow you to condense your reading and notes into easy-to-read cards which can be used anywhere. And like mind maps, there's no need for long sentences or paragraphs, only bullet points which highlight the key data or information you'll need to recall during the exam. Post-it notes work in a similar way and could be organised on a wall in your house, for example. If you use various coloured paper too, this will help you differentiate between topics. Using a digital voice recorder or mobile phone is a different method from the two just mentioned, but no less effective, particularly for auditory learners. The idea is that you record yourself either on a digital voice recorder or on your mobile phone, reading your revision notes, or possibly from the mind map you've constructed or from the flashcards. It will be like reading an essay or report you've produced, whereby you discuss each topic in turn and then move to the next. Once the recording is complete, you then listen back as much as you like, and the idea is that the constant exposure to the materials implants it further in your brain and basically helps it stick. Next is the Roleplay method. This method of revision requires you to give a talk on your given topic in the privacy of your home or elsewhere. By using your revision notes, mind map or flashcards for example, you would verbally and out loud give a mock talk or lecture to an empty room. By doing this, you're verbalising the key notes you wish to focus on and giving yourself a greater chance of recall. As with the digital voice recorder mobile phone method, this way of revising is of particular appeal to auditory learners. Have you considered forming revision groups with friends or colleagues? The techniques already highlighted tend to be done alone, but revision doesn't have to be done in isolation. Why not consider organising a revision session with a friend or larger group? This way you get to discuss the revision topic you've all been studying and collaborate with each other to help you remember all the key information. Practicing past questions and papers, of course, is a very useful way of revising, and it has great benefits. This is where you get to test your knowledge after a period of revision, perhaps with some of the methods already covered. Not only does it help you see what you're capable of doing within the allotted time, but the very act of responding to a question and recalling your notes is revision in itself. Once you've finished, review your response and reflect on what you've written, and then consider areas that you need to work on. And finally, have you ever considered how long you should spend revising on a given day? Some suggested times include 40 to 45 minutes revising, around the same length of a standard lecture, and then taking a 5 to 10 minute break. Another suggestion could be the 20-10-20 model, so 20 minutes revision, 10-minute break, then a further 20 minutes revision. Ultimately though, this is a subjective decision and you'll know yourself how long you need to spend on this. My suggestion would be that you use a combination of revision strategies which will give you a better chance of recall when sitting at your desk in the exam room. So for example, if you were to write out a series of flashcards and then record these notes into a digital voice recorder or your phone, and then spend time listening to that and follow it up with some past paper questions, you're giving yourself an excellent chance of improving your overall exam performance.